While the media often focuses on other female royal family members, the Duchess of Gloucester would need to do something extraordinary to capture attention. This unassuming 77-year-old remains out of the spotlight while diligently fulfilling her responsibilities. Rarely does she address the public directly, but if she were to share her story, it would undoubtedly be captivating. When she married the geeky younger cousin of the late Queen, she could never have imagined that one day soon she would be thrust into the senior ranks of the royal family. Her husband, a studious young man considered a spare, unexpectedly found himself at the forefront of royal duties. So this is the fascinating story of the Accidental Duchess of Gloucester. On her birthday month, let us look into her life, love story, and significant contributions as a working royal family member. The Duchess of Gloucester is originally from Denmark. She was born as Birgitte Eva van Doers Henriksen in Odense, Denmark, on June 20th, 1946. When her parents, Asger Preben Vissing Henriksen, a lawyer, and Vivian van Doers, went their separate ways, she adopted her mother's family name. Although she came from humble origins, her path led her to an exceptional education at a Swiss finishing school and the prestigious Scandinavian Academy of International Fashion and Design in Copenhagen. Through these institutions, she brushed shoulders with the elite circles of high society. During the swinging 1960s, she crossed paths with Prince Richard at Cambridge University. While he pursued his dream of becoming an architect, she attended the Bell School of Languages. Their acquaintance gradually developed through romantic dinner dates, visits to the cinema and theater, and joyful dance outings. After completing her course, she returned to Denmark to continue her studies for 3 years. However, fate had more in store for her. In 1971, she embarked on a new chapter as a secretary at the Danish embassy in London. In 1972, Queen Elizabeth granted permission for Richard to marry Birgitte. Richard used his architectural talent when he designed the silver and coral engagement ring for her. The announcement captured the media's attention, with the New York Times featuring the headline, "Queen's Cousin Will Wed a Secretary." Her wedding was a low-key ceremony. Birgitte looks quite nervous in images of their low-key wedding on July 8, 1972, at St. Andrew's Church, Barnwell. She appears to be holding tightly onto her husband's arm. Her wedding dress is a fashionable embodiment of simple elegance in the 1970s. It was a creation by Norman Hartnell, the renowned designer favored by the female members of the royal family. Crafted from Swiss organdy, the gown boasted a high neckline, graceful long sleeves, and a delicate train. However, Birgitte chose a modest crown of stephanotis flowers instead of adorning herself with a grand, sparkling royal tiara. In this intimate affair, no bridesmaids or page boys were accompanying her. Additionally, she had to navigate the rainy weather, carefully maneuvering her train to avoid puddles. Despite the presence of members of the royal family, including then Prince Charles, Princess Margaret, and the Queen Mother, the wedding was not a grand state occasion. The public and the press were more captivated by Birgitte's playboy brother-in-law, William, than her quiet and scholarly husband, Prince Richard. The dashing Prince William was next in line to inherit their father's titles. At the time, her father-in-law's health was failing, and he could not attend the wedding. Together, the couple have 3 children. Their eldest son, Alexander Windsor, holds the title of Earl of Ulster and was born in October 1974. Subsequently, they welcomed 2 daughters, Lady Davina Windsor in 1977 and Lady Rose Windsor in 1980. While their children have embarked on their journeys of love and family, none pursue royal duties as part of their professional lives. The Duke and Duchess of Gloucester celebrated their remarkable 50th wedding anniversary last year. To commemorate this milestone, they posed for a new portrait captured amidst the picturesque garden of their residence at Kensington Palace. How did she become the Duchess of Gloucester? A mere 6 weeks after their wedding, tragedy struck when Richard's older brother, William, met with a devastating fate. He lost his life in a shocking plane crash during his participation in the Goodyear International Air Trophy at Wolverhampton at the young age of 30 on August 28, 1972. This sudden turn of events resulted in Richard, previously considered the spare, assuming the role of heir to the title. Eventually, when his father Henry died on June 10, 1974, Richard officially inherited the title. Henry, the last surviving child of King George V and Queen Mary, also bequeathed the titles of Earl of Ulster and Baron Culloden to his son. Consequently, Richard's path transformed, and he embraced the responsibilities of being a working member of the royal family. Why isn't she a princess? Typically, the title of princess is reserved for women born into the royal lineage, while Birgitta, being a commoner, did not possess such royal blood. However, there have been instances where exceptions were made to this rule, and the woman from whom Birgitta inherited her title is one such example. Upon the passing of her husband, Henry, Birgitta's mother-in-law, who became a widow, she approached Queen Elizabeth with a request. She asked if she could be called princess, rather than HRH, the Dowager Duchess of Gloucester. This was primarily to avoid confusion between herself, Alice, and Birgitta, who had assumed the new Duchess of Gloucester title. Understanding the need for clarity and to prevent any potential misunderstandings, the Queen granted the request, allowing Birgitta's mother-in-law to be recognized as princess. This exception was made to distinguish between the two women and to ensure a clear distinction within the royal family. A rock of strength. It is said that Alice, the Duchess of Gloucester, experienced shock following the tragic deaths of her son and husband. Princess Alice, known for her extreme shyness, openly acknowledged that these losses forever changed her. In 1975, a well-versed royal expert named Helen Cathcart wrote an article in Chatelaine magazine highlighting that the Danish-born Duchess had become a rock of strength for her mother-in-law. She wrote, "Until then, it had seemed that there would be plenty of time for the Danish bride to get used to royal protocol. Instead, she was pitched in headfirst. Today, the London diplomatic community commends the new Gloucesters as a fresh and dynamic element in the younger age group around the Queen." On September 20th, 2003, Princess Alice achieved a remarkable accomplishment by entering the Guinness World Record as the longest-lived royal in history. She secured this prestigious title at the extraordinary age of 101 years and 269 days. She's the underdog within the royal family. She is recognized for her unassuming dedication to public service, so she often earns the Underdog label within the royal family. Remarkably, she manages an extensive portfolio of over 60 charities, spanning diverse areas such as medical welfare and the Lawn Tennis Association. She rolls up her sleeves and offers unwavering support to these causes. Her fitness level at her age is commendable, considering her many engagements. A few years ago, she and Prince Richard embarked on a charitable endeavor, pledging to walk 11,000 steps daily throughout March. This exemplifies her commitment to making a difference. She says, "Charity work in Great Britain is a tradition. I don't think I have a friend who has not involved himself or herself somehow or others. How far back this tradition goes, I am not sure. It is one of the major aspects which makes me very proud to be British." The Duchess is also a sponsor of HMS Gloucester, a freeman of the city, and a royal colonel of the 7th Battalion, the Rifles. Her special relationship with Mike Tyndall. Princess Anne's son-in-law, Mike Tyndall, shares a special relationship with the Duchess of Gloucester because they care about finding a cure for Parkinson's disease. Since 1997, Birgitta has been the patron of Parkinson's UK, while Mike became the patron of Cure Parkinson's in 2018. This cause is significant for Mike because his father, Philip, was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2003. They teamed up for a rare virtual joint engagement during Parkinson's Awareness Month. Together, they expressed gratitude to those supporting individuals with Parkinson's. During an interview, Mike spoke to the Duchess about his family's experiences. He shared that they could not leave the house during lockdown due to their vulnerability. He explained that it's essential for people to understand how much support and teamwork are needed when facing Parkinson's, involving partners, wives, or husbands. Final royal thoughts. The Duchess of Gloucester is a force to be reckoned with as she defies age and shows no signs of slowing down. Together with the Duke, who is also in his 70s, they make an awe-inspiring duo of senior royals. Despite being overlooked at times, the Duchess and Duke persistently and passionately fulfill their royal duties and engagements. They do their work quietly under the radar, without seeking attention or making a fuss. We send our sincerest and warmest wishes to the Duchess of Gloucester on her special month. May she be blessed with boundless happiness and unwavering good health. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Modest Narratives. Also, explore the video's end screen featuring Prince Richard, the Duke of Gloucester.